Newcastle v Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier League. This is my match preview, but I'm going to hone in on Matheus Cunha and Alexander Isak. Who is the better player and who is more important for each individual club? I'll also talk about the game, give my opinion, score prediction, predicted lineup, and go through some stats of the history of this fixture. I hope you enjoyed the video. So yeah, let's go through the stats of Matheus Cunha and Alexander Isak. Now, obviously, they play slightly different positions. Cunha's more of like a left forward who drifts inside, whereas Isak is an out-and-out striker, number 9. So let's compare their stats. They've both played 18 games. Cunha's had 1,560 minutes of game time. Isak's had 1,465. Cunha's got 10 goals. Isak's got 13 goals. Both have got 4 assists. They've got expected goals, 4.06 for Cunha, 11.71 for Isak. Again, that's probably to do with positions. Just throwing that out there. Not being biased towards Cunha, definitely am. Expected assists, 3.46 for Cunha, 2.39 for Isak. Again, Cunha is probably more in a position where he will get more assists. Expected goal involvement, 7.52 for Cunha, 14.10 for Isak. Wow, that is a big victory for Isak on that one. Cunha, two yellow cards, Isak 1, no red cards for both. And I think, look, in terms of the players individually, I know if you're a Newcastle fan watching this, you're going to say Isak is the better player. I'm a Wolves fan, so I'm going to really try and not be biased. I personally think... it's hard. Am I being biased? I personally think Cunha is a better player than Isak. I know the stats suggest otherwise, but Cunha is a superstar who's playing in a team that have been in the bottom 3 most of the season, and he's almost single-handedly pulled us out of the bottom 3 with his goals and assists this season. And without him, we're a much, much weaker team. Yes, so are Newcastle. If Isak's not up front, they are a weaker team, but they have got people who can slot in. Cunha's probably more of a player who plays in the position of like Anthony Gordon for Newcastle. But I think, again, this is probably controversial, I think he'd walk into the Newcastle team, Cunha. Obviously, I think Isak would walk into the Wolves team instead of Strand Larsen. I think that's a given. Both absolutely fantastic players, but I think Cunha is much more important to Wolves than Isak is to Newcastle. And comment your thoughts down below. I personally think Cunha's a better player, and I think he's more important to Wolves. So, interesting debate. Both having fantastic seasons. If you play the FPL, the Fantasy Premier League, 2 players who are definitely worth having in your team because they rack up a lot of points. And Isak, you know, he's only got 3 more goals than Cunha, and Cunha plays basically left forward on the left wing. So that is pretty impressive. And yeah, 2 fantastic players. So comment your opinions on that. I'll go through what I think the predicted lineup I'm going to go for is. I'll get it on screen. So I think Cunha will come in for Hwang Hee-chan. Obviously, Hwang started in the league, in the FA Cup win over Bristol, sorry. I think Rodrigo Gomez will keep his place right wing back, purely because Toty Gomez is injured, Semedo's injured, and so is Dawson. They're still all out for this fixture. Vitor Pereira confirmed that one. So I think, yeah, Rodrigo Gomez, right wing back. I'm going to try and predict something else here that might not happen, but I think he might put Agbadou right centre-back and switch Doherty to left centre-back, purely because I think Agbadou looks slightly uncomfortable at left centre-half against Bristol, and Doherty's played left-back and left wing-back in his career years ago, so he might find it slightly more comfortable that side. And Agbadou and Ait-Nouri, there was a few times where Agbadou would try pass to him in the left wing-back position, he'd go out of play and things like that. So maybe Doherty and Ait-Nouri would have a bit of a better understanding. So there's a little prediction. Obviously, Andre and Gomez in midfield, our best 2 midfielders at the moment. Lamina was poorly against Bristol. He, as I record this, he's still a Wolves player, but he's linked away again. There's more interest, so whether he sticks around, I don't know, or he might be on the bench. And yeah, Cunha, as I said, will be up front, Strand Larsen through the middle, and it's got to be Guedes on the right-hand side in a 3-4-3. Of course, Jose Sarr will be back in goal. That's probably the strongest lineup we can pick at the moment. It's a shame we've still got injuries to the likes of Semedo and Toty Gomez, but when they're back, they will make us stronger. Just going through some of the stats for this fixture. I'm just going to go on Premier League stats. We first played Newcastle in the Premier League in the 2003-04 season. since then, we've drew 1-1 9 times in our history against Newcastle in the Premier League, which is insane. So maybe you want to back that as a bet if you're thinking of having one. Newcastle have beat us 6 times in the Premier League since 2003. We have only beat them twice, and both those victories were 2-1 wins, one at Molineux and then one at St James's, if you remember it. Matt Doherty, last minute header. We beat them 2-1 under Nuno there. I think that was in our first season. We got promoted, yeah. Obviously, Newcastle, 5th in the Premier League, doing very well. Eddie Howe, he's done such a good job there. Been there a few years now, and they're a fantastic team. So this is a huge ask for Wolves to go there and win. They are heavy favourites, Newcastle. We are 17th still, just outside the relegation on playoffs and on a goal difference. And would be a bonus to get something out of this. We've got a really tough run of fixtures coming up, like this Newcastle away. We've got Chelsea away, and we've got to try and nick a win somewhere where we're not expected to. Can we do it here? I don't know. We'd have to play to our absolute best, and Newcastle will have to have an off day. I went to this fixture last season under Gary O'Neill. We lost 3-0 at St James's, but we had a lot of injuries then. Having Cunha back is the only reason I've got a glimmer of hope that we'll actually get anything out of this game. But if Newcastle are on it, it's going to be a very, very tough ask. My score prediction, I'm going to say it's going to be a very tightly contested 2-1 defeat. I'm going to be realistic. I'll go 2-1 Newcastle. That's me taking my bias cap off after being a bit biased in the Cunha v Isak debate. But yeah, please comment your thoughts down below. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out, and I'm after 7,000 subscribers before the end of the season. So if you could do that, I'd be very thankful. Have a great week, and I'll catch you after this fixture and on the next video. Cheers, everyone.